Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Heather. This is Honest Homemaking. Happy Messy Monday. So today is actually Sunday for me, but we just got back from our trip yesterday. It was very late last night. We didn't get home till almost 1 a.m. and so we slept in. I'm tired. The house needs reset. It's pretty messy, which you know happens around here a lot. I will tell you all about our trip, but there's a lot of stuff to tell you. Like we spent the first night in the emergency room. So everybody's okay. I will explain all that on Wednesday when we're live. So come fold laundry with me live at Wednesday at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. Yeah, and I have so many bug bites because, you know, we were outside. It was amazing. It was an amazing trip, even though we had a rough first night. So I have to clean everything up because, you know, we need to reset for the week. I just woke up. I'm pretty sure I've gained like 10 pounds while we were on vacation, while we were on our trip, whatever. But it is what it is. I'm going to do a quick cleanup of the kids' room because it just needs a reset. You know, they have been picking up after themselves and they've been doing very well. But sometimes mom needs to come in and do a reset. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try to clean everything up. We'll see how far I make it. You guys know how that goes. So, all right, let's get to work. I'm hungry too. We went off keto and I'm like starving because I'm back on keto. Been back on keto since last night and I'm hungry. I'm hungry. But we're going to have some good keto food this evening. I look rough. My skin looks rough. That's what happens when you finally get adjusted to keto. Your skin looks good. You feel good. And you're barely ever hungry. And then you go off of it. And then your skin looks like crap. And you feel like crap. And you get puffy. So, alright. That's enough gabbing. So, I don't know if you can tell. Got yesterday's makeup on my face. It's Monday. It's the next day. I did not get this video done yesterday because I just have a hard time on Sundays. I like spending my Sunday time with my family. What? My battery's gonna die, so hopefully I can get this whole thing out. So, what ended up happening was we got all checked in on Thursday, because we got up there on a Thursday, and we met the ladies. They gave us all of our gift certificates and things like that, and we had a little conversation, went to the car, and when we got back in the car, Chris said, "Do I feel fevered to you?" And I felt his head and said, "No, you don't feel fevered." And he laughed a little bit and said, okay, maybe it was just like adrenaline from meeting new people. He has a little bit of anxiety, he has some anxiety issues and a little bit of OCD. So, and I'm not just saying that like people say that, you have OCD. It's become a trend nowadays. No, he really has anxiety and OCD. So we sit there in the car for a minute and he's laughing and he thinks that it's like adrenaline. Well, all of a sudden he starts to tremble. He's like, "Oh, that's my adrenaline. It's because, it's somewhere new, it's new people." And when we normally go on a trip, he plans everything, and I hate planning, so it actually works out pretty perfect for us. But he thought that maybe it was because he wasn't in control of anything. So, we were supposed to be at our first, this was at about 12:15. We were supposed to be at our first event, which was the tour of the penitentiary, is that right, at 2 p.m. Well, I said, well, just don't worry about the schedule, because she said everything was flexible. She said we could move things around. We couldn't check into our room, our villa, until 4 p.m. So I said, why don't we just wait until we get checked in? We can just relax, maybe get something to eat. And I was trying to calm him down because I thought he was having an anxiety attack, but the shaking got so bad that he could not even, he was so cold. His whole entire body was covered in chill bumps, and he was just shaking, and we had the heat in the vehicle on max. And we had a super high heat index. It was already 95 degrees. But he did not feel fever to me. So he had no other symptoms, just the shaking and the being cold. He didn't have a fever. He didn't have any pains or aches or anywhere. And then, of course, the whole time I'm Googling. Well, when he finally stopped shaking, he keeps going hot, cold, hot, cold. I'm trying to make this concise and it's just messing me up. When he finally stopped shaking, he felt very nauseous. And I was like, okay, that's definitely the anxiety attack. Your body's been pumped up and now it's coming down, and you're probably going to need to get a snack, maybe take a nap. So we checked into our room. We stopped at the dollar store, got him a granola bar and some Powerade, and everything was fine after that. We went to our first dinner that we had. We missed all of our events on the first day, but we were able to squeeze them in, so it's okay. And we really just brushed that off as a panic attack. Well, after dinner, we had been in the hot tub and stuff. We were playing a card game. It was called Stuff Happens, and it's actually very funny. So we're laughing. We are laughing playing this game, and he said, "Are you cold?" And I said, "No, I'm not cold." It's 72 in the room. And he said, "Oh no, it's happening again." So he immediately, there are other villas around, so it's not super private, but he immediately just stripped out of his clothes and got in the hot tub. And I mean, just the shaking was he was shaking so bad. I wish I'd videoed it, but there was no time. And he's in the hot tub, and at this point, I'm starting to get scared because clearly it's not an anxiety attack. We're sitting there, we're having fun, we're laughing, everything is great. So I'm, starting to worry what's happening. And in the hot tub, he's shaking and shivering so bad that he can't even speak. He can't form sentences. It's clearly not see, and my belly is starting to hurt just thinking about it. It made me so worried. But it's clearly not a seizure because he can still speak. It's just he's like practically hyperventilating. And his body's tensing up and he's just shaking. And at this point, I'm begging him to let me call 911. You know, please let me call somebody. But he is a very stubborn man. He didn't want an ambulance coming up there. He didn't want, you know, he didn't want to cause a scene. So the whole time I'm paranoid that he's going to like pass out from hyperventilating and drown in the hot tub because I can't get him out of there. He's a big man. I'm a little person. I'm only 5'2", so I don't know how I'm going to get this 6'2" man out of the hot tub if he passes out. And so finally, by the way, the shivering, the cold and the shivering, the hot tub was 105 degrees. So, anyway, we got him out of there and into the shower, which was very hard because we had to get through the air-conditioned room to the shower. But we get him to the shower, turn on straight hot water. He's able to sit in there by himself without me thinking he's going to drown. So during that time, because I just had on, like, I was wearing one of his t-shirts. I didn't have a bra on or anything. I was able to get dressed, get him some clothes ready, turn on the vehicle, turn the heat on. So we go to anyway, get him out of the shower, help him get dressed, get him to the ER. It turns out, do you remember when he had kidney stones? Of course you do. Well, when he had kidney stones, when he had kidney stones, he got a UTI from that because if you've ever had kidney stones, then you know they kind of rip their way out, which causes some bleeding and some tearing, and it's not pleasant. Okay. Well, when he had the UTI, they gave him, I don't remember the name, but they gave him an antibiotic that they give to pregnant women who get UTIs. So it's a very weak version of the medication that they use to treat UTIs, because if you've ever had a baby, then you know you can't really take much of anything. So when we go to the ER, they asked him if he had had any infections or anything like that lately, and you know, he said that he had had a UTI from where he had kidney stones. They checked him for kidney stones. He didn't have any new ones. So it turns out his infection, his UTI had never really fully gone away, and it just kind of like chose that time to like kick into full gear. And so even though he wasn't running a fever, the chills, okay, sorry about that. Somebody's ready for his morning nap. And anyway, so like I said, I'm going to have to keep this short, but I wanted to give you the gist of it. So they gave him a weak medicine. It did not clear up his UTI, and it just came back with a vengeance. So they gave him some antibiotics, and by the next day he was totally back to normal. He's still on those antibiotics, but honestly, it was one of the scariest, if not the scariest moment of my life. I really thought that, like I said, he was going to pass out in that hot tub and drown. And we were like, there's no access, right? So even though there are other people around, I was thinking to myself this whole time, okay, if I scream for help, like if he does pass out, if I scream for help, they can't get in here, because by the time somebody comes from like the company that owns the villa, he's going to be dead. So how am I going to get him out of this water long enough to go unlock the door so like those surrounding neighboring people can come and help? And I thought about trying to sneak and call 911, but I couldn't leave him. Like, I couldn't get away from him, because if I left him, then for all I knew, he really would drown. Like, it was very traumatic. There were many tears shed. Even like, I didn't cry until like the next day, because, you know, when somebody is sick and scared, you have to stay calm and not be scared. So I was trying to, you know, just stay calm, and like, I did say, please let me call 911. I'm scared, Chris. Like, that was the extent of me telling him that I was panicking on the inside. But by the next day, when we got back, figured out what the problem was, and had some sleep, then, you know, the next day he was walking around, and I was, you know, crying a little bit, and he's like, what's wrong? I said, you know, I was really scared. It was very scary. And of course, it makes for a good story. We got to tell everybody at the hospital it was our 5th anniversary, and tell them how we won the trip, and just, it ended up being still amazing, because we did get to squeeze everything in, and we did have an amazing time. But Like, I couldn't even really look at the hot tub without crying. We didn't get back in because I just was so freaked out by it that I just... Say hi, Cookie Face. But Mason did great while he was at Mammals. The first night, she said, was rough. Second night was a little better. Yeah. So, anyway, that's my story. I hope that you guys don't mind that this is a little late. We're still kind of getting back. But we love you guys, and we thank you for all of your likes and comments and subscribes. We missed you over the 2 days we were gone, actually. Like, yeah. We have some footage for me to piece together for you guys to see. It was a lot of fun. We did a lot of things. But I am happy to be home with my family. Happy to be here with my baby. I feel, I don't know, lighter. We came home a little lighter, didn't we? Happier, more appreciative. Like, you know, sometimes you just need a little bit of a break. Like, Mommy and Daddy needed a break. And it was amazing. Even though we spent one night of it in the hospital, it was still amazing. You ready to take a nap? Will you say bye-bye? I know he just was, so he probably won't do it again. Bye-bye. So we will see you guys tomorrow. Sorry we didn't get the downstairs done, but that just gives us more video for tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.